Good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Today's editorial, an easy editorial, a familiar topic. It's all about vaccine policy. But there are a few words very important from the exam point of view. What are those words? Some of them: podium, salutary, devolving. Some of these words you have got for the first time: purview, autonomy, foreseeable, rollout. Some of these are really important. Today you're going to work on spot the errors, misspelled words, fillers, idioms, editorial words and meanings. But today the exercises are very tough. So try to be there, try to answer the questions. What is today's quote? Uphill tasks bring out the best in you. First, you have to know the meaning of the expression uphill task. Uphill task means something very difficult to do, something very daunting, takes a lot of energy and effort. Uphill tasks always bring out the best in you. You should always try to do something very difficult. Then what happens? The best in you comes out. A very useful quote. Now, what is this editorial about? It is about the positive changes in vaccine policy. As I said at the outset, this is all about the new vaccine policy, positive changes. What is a broad framework? It starts with the center's announcement of the new policy. Then it talks about the old policy. Then it talks about the court's comments. Based on the court's comments, the comments have had salutary effect, something beneficial. Based on that, the new policy. Then it talks about policy. How does it go with the private hospitals? Then it talks about, in the context of the private hospitals, capping the limit, 150 rupees. Middle of second wave, what happened? How the center felt, and based on that, which stand the center took, reasons for center stand. Then it talks about health as such. It goes with states, within purview of states. Then the challenges, what challenges the states had to face or they have been facing. Then it talks of the states' demand. Then spats between the center and the states. Spit, spat, spat, that is different. Here, spat means a short argument. Then it talks about the demand, foreseeable demand. Then now government more confident about vaccine supply. Then it talks about rolling out, launching the new policy. And finally, this announcement preceded by something. And at the fag end of the editorial, it presents an opinion. There's a broad framework. Now, significance. It is related to pandemic and health. Excuse me, pandemic and health. So it is important from prelims point of view as well as mains point of view. Now let us go to the editorial. How does it start? A necessary reversion, reversal, reverse, reversion. The different forms of the same word. A necessary, a must, something essential, something indispensable. Reversion, going back. The changes in vaccine policy should help improve India's response to the pandemic. Now, positive change. The changes in vaccine policy. As I said, it talks about the changes in vaccine policy. Positive changes. The changes in vaccine policy should help improve India's response to the pandemic. A positive note. Now it starts with the new policy announcement. The center has announced a much needed course correction in India's vaccination policy, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking the podium to announce that the month old decision to leave states to procure vaccines on their own for the 1844 population would be ending in 2 weeks. A lengthy sentence looks like a paragraph, but in a nutshell, what does it mean? It talks about Narendra Modi announcing the new policy, and this policy will come into existence in 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, not in 2 weeks, after 2 weeks. And this decision, month old decision to leave states to procure vaccines on their own, that will come to an end in 2 weeks. In a way, it talks about the new policy. Based on the new policy, the states don't have to procure the vaccines. The center will be doing that. and now the states have to. That situation will come to an end in 2 weeks' time. There is one important word, podium. What does it mean? A small stage on which someone stands in order to give a presentation, in order to give a lecture. The master is on the podium. He is on the podium. Yes. What is this 0.75 speed? I don't understand. States were allowed to procure. Now, this talks about what was the earlier policy. States were allowed to procure 25% of the vaccines manufactured and the center 50%, a policy that the Supreme Court termed irrational and arbitrary. In the past, 25% on states, 50% on the center, and this policy, earlier policy, the Supreme Court termed or said this policy is irrational. Irrational means not rational, and arbitrary. Arbitrary also means the same, not based on any rationality, not based on justification, based on whims and fancies of someone. Arbitrary decisions. One of the meanings. Now, the court's comments, impact of the court's comments. The court's comments have had a salutary effect. There's an important word. This word we have got for the first time. Salutary means something beneficial. Usually it goes with something negative or unpleasant or unwelcome, that slowly changing into positive, becoming beneficial, especially with reference to something unwelcome or unpleasant, producing good effects or becoming beneficial. The court's comments have had a salutary effect. Today, I'm not going to touch the phrases, grammar part. You try to guess based on the sentences, based on the patterns, the tenses, and other aspects. The court's comments have had a salutary effect. Very important word we have got for the first time. I'm going very fast. Oh, okay. I'll try to slow down. From June 21st, the center will be procuring 75%, and the states will no longer have to pay vaccine companies for the same. Now, this talks about, in a way, they are synonyms, but subtle difference. What is the difference? Irrational, no rationality at all. That is one thing. Arbitrary means no rationality, not only that, based on someone's whims and fancies, based on someone's instinctive behavior, and something that cannot be justified. Subtle difference. Then this next sentence talks about the impact of the court's statements or comments have had a salutary effect. From June 21st, the center will be procuring 75%, and states will no longer have to pay vaccine companies for the same. According to the new policy, the center will procure 75%, and states don't have to pay. They are free. They don't have to procure. Vaccines will continue to be free for all those who choose to get their shot at government centers. Whoever wants to get the shot or the jab, it will be free for all those at government centers. Next, the editorial talks about the private hospitals. Obviously, it has to talk about the private hospitals. The 25% vaccines that were allotted to private hospitals will continue too, though the service charges that they charge will be capped at 150. This talks about 25% vaccines that were allotted to private hospitals. That means private hospitals, they have been allotted 25%. That will continue. 25% vaccines that will continue. But though talks about contrary information, contrary idea, though the service charges that they charge will be capped at 150. Procure means to obtain. Yes, that's right, Uday Kumar. So now they can't charge more than 150. Cap means to limit to 150. That is a good thing. That's what the editorial says. This ceiling price on vaccines in hospitals will bring predictability and be hugely beneficial to citizens. Imagine someone has to pay thousands of rupees for the vaccine, then it becomes expensive, exorbitant, and not affordable. Now, 150 is nothing, 150 rupees, it is nothing. So, this will be beneficial. That's what the sentence talks about. This ceiling or this capping price on vaccines in private hospitals will bring predictability and be hugely beneficial to citizens beyond any doubt. The center which controlled all supply of vaccines and had negotiated prices and orders with Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute, saw itself desperately short of supply right in the middle of India's deadly second wave. This sentence provides the background information. In the middle, now we are experiencing the second wave. In the middle of the second wave, what happened? It talks about the center's stand. In the middle of the second wave, the center, so it tried to procure everything. It negotiated the prices, orders, everything with two organizations. One, Bharat Biotech, the other one, Serum Institute. And what happened in the middle of the second wave? It was desperate for vaccines. It saw itself desperately short of supply. That means imagine the demand for some crores, 5 crores or whatever the number, and they could get only 50%. Obviously, you panic, desperate for vaccines. Desperate means no hope as such, badly in need of something. Short of supply right in the middle of India's deadly second wave. Based on that, the center panicked. That's what the editorial says. Added to that, the hospital emergencies worsened the center's panic, and so it chose a path that no country had undertaken of devolving the responsibility of buying vaccines to states. Now, what does it mean? In the middle of the second wave, initially the center negotiated the prices, orders, everything on its own with Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute. But in the middle of the second wave, it realized there was shortage. It was desperate for the vaccines. Added to that, making the situation worse, something like adding fuel to the fire. The hospital emergencies worsened the center's panic. And because of that, it chose a particular path which no other country had undertaken. What is that? It devolved the responsibility of buying vaccines to states. That means there's one important word here. Devolve means delegate. You pass on the responsibility from one organization to another organization, one person to another person. In this context, center to states, devolve, an important word we have got for the first time. Remember the word delegate. Delegation is an important word, and today this is the word of the day. Now it talks about health as such. It goes with the center or it goes with the states. And if it goes with the states, what are the implications? Health has traditionally been within the purview of states. Another important word, purview, the limit of someone's responsibility, interest, activity, or authority. Health has traditionally been within the purview of states, and it stands to reason that they would invariably have to deal with the challenges that vaccination throws up. Now, it stands to reason that, not easy to understand. It means, based on that, health goes with the states. Based on that, we can assume, we can understand, we can conclude they would invariably have to deal with the challenges that vaccination throws up. Vaccination not an easy thing. It throws up a lot of challenges because health goes with the states. States have to face all the challenges. And what are those challenges? This includes vaccine hesitancy, the problem of transportation, the availability of trained personnel, and the existing capacity at healthcare sites. Availability of trained personnel and the existing capacity at healthcare sites. All these talk about the limitations the states have. Based on that, the response of the states. The next sentence talks about that. Faced with the intensity of the second wave, states demanded more vaccines and autonomy in deciding how to administer them. They also said they would distribute. Distribution should be left to the states and procurement should be left to the center. Faced with the intensity of the second wave, states demanded something. What did they demand? More vaccines and from the center. They didn't want to buy, they didn't want to procure. And autonomy, independence in deciding how to administer them, how to distribute them. What resulted were frequent public spats with the center blaming states for inefficiently using available stocks and yet demanding more. Here, grammar points are not here. I cannot do that because of the time factor. And today I'm not going to do it. The reason being, I have been highlighting grammar aspects phrases, all these. Today, I want you guys to get an idea based on the sentence. You should be able to guess which tense and what is a phrase, important phrase. Try to do it on your own today. And tomorrow, as usual, I'll be talking about the grammar aspect. What resulted? Based on this, the demand, what happened? What is the impact? What is the result? Frequent public spats. There's one important word here, spat. Generally, spat, spit, spat, spat. It's a verb. When you do like this, it is spitting. Don't spit in public. There's a popular saying. And spit, spat, spat. But here, spat, noun. Spat, singular, spats, plural. What does it mean? A short argument. Spat means a short argument. Argument between the center and the states, and the center blaming states for inefficiently using available stocks, yet demanding more. They have the stocks they did not use properly, and they started demanding more. This is the stand of the center. Though there are substantial numbers of senior citizens yet to be vaccinated, an important phrase, do remember, I will explain later, particularly with a second dose, it is clear that the foreseeable demand will be in the sub 45 category. Now, this talks about there are two groups today when it comes to vaccination. One, 18 and between 18 and 44, and the second, 45 plus. This talks about though there are substantial means considerable numbers of senior citizens yet to be vaccinated. There are so many senior citizens, they have to receive the vaccination. Generally, what happens, we tell students the word yet comes at the end of the sentence. The train hasn't come yet. Haven't you posted the letter yet? The word yet should be at the end of the sentence. But there's another expression that is also grammatically correct. If I ask the question, has a train come? Yet to come. We say yet to come. This pattern, yet to be vaccinated. They have to receive the vaccination, particularly with a second dose, not the first one, the second one. It is clear that the foreseeable demand, there's one important word here, foreseeable means what? To be able to see the future or predict the future, able to be foreseen or predicted, foreseeable, predictable. Demand will be in the sub 45 category between 18 and 44, 45. The government appears more confident. Now, what is the stand of the government? Is it confident or diffident? Quite often, I ask a question. I ask students, what is the opposite of confident? Many students don't respond. They don't know the exact opposite antonym of the word confident. Confident, opposite, diffident. Now the government is confident. The government appears more confident of getting a steady stream of supply. There's one important phrase, steady stream, means without any hindrance, without any disturbance of supply from Bharat Biotech and the Serum Institute. And in a bold move, bold means very brave move, has ordered 30 crore doses of an untested vaccine from the Hyderabad based Biological E. Now, this is really bold. What is the reason? The center has ordered 30 crore vaccines or doses of an untested vaccine. That is definitely a risky and a bold step. Imagine you try on the public untested vaccine. If something goes wrong, that is unimaginable. Yet is not a phrase, it is a conjunction and it goes with the time usually. Yes, yet to be done, yet to be informed. Now it talks about the third wave, assuming that a third wave is not in the vicinity, assumption, thinking of something may happen or may not happen, assuming that a third wave is not in the vicinity, an important phrase, in the vicinity, there's something you can see. These changes in total could be the beginning of a smoother, more efficient vaccine rollout. Now imagine third wave is not going to be there. Based on that, this new policy, the steps, they're going to result in a smoother, better, more efficient vaccine rollout. There's one important expression here, rollout. Rollout means official launch of a product or a service. Launch something officially, either a product or a service. Mr. Modi's announcement was preceded by, already have got the word precede, means what? Yet goes with the negative and interrogative sentences. Absolutely right. Negative interrogative sentences. Negative interrogative sentences. Here, the last one, Mr. Modi's announcement was preceded by a truculent. This is a word we have got for the first time. Even I have come across this word for the first time. Truculent means what? Eager to argue or eager to fight in defense, aggressively defiant, or someone wants to defend himself and is ready to argue, is ready to fight, eager to argue. We use the word truculent. Mr. Modi's announcement was preceded by a truculent defense of himself and his government and passing on blame to a variety of actors. I think it should be factors including governments before 2014 for India's very real shortcomings on vaccination. He didn't want to take the responsibility, own the responsibility. He wanted to pass on the blame to a variety of factors. That's what I feel, including governments before 2014, before his reign, for India's very real shortcomings on vaccination. How does it end? However, contrasting word, the path to positive change is often meandering. This is an important word. Usually it goes with mountain ranges, it goes with valleys. When you take the bird's eye view, a mountain range, you see the path going like this. That is known as meandering ways. However, the path to positive change is often meandering, but it has got another meaning. What is the other meaning of the word meandering? Move slowly. Something moves slowly, someone moves slowly. We use meandering. The path to positive change. First of all, positive change not easy. Change itself is difficult. Positive change more difficult, and obviously it is slow usually. The path to positive change is often meandering, and surviving the pandemic and being wiser from mistakes must be the spirit in which these policy changes are adopted. Now it talks about positive change is slow, and we have to accept the mistakes, admit the mistakes, and we should be wise and have the right spirit to accept whatever is negative and go in the right direction or adopt the policy changes with that spirit. So this is all about today's editorial. Now, what is the word of the day? Devolve. Devolve means it's a verb. Delegate. You give your work to someone. You assign your work to someone, meaning to cause power or responsibility to be given to other people. In a one word, you try to remember. Devolve means delegate. You have the responsibilities. Some of those you give someone else, your subordinate. Then we use the word delegate. Example, this is a very good word. Tomorrow you get selected and you have to do a lot of things. You cannot do everything. Then what are you supposed to do? You have to delegate your work to others, to your subordinates. The name of the group is Murthy's English. That is the name of the Telegram group. Now, example, to be a good manager, you must know how to devolve responsibility downwards. That means you have to delegate the responsibility, the work to your subordinates. Word forms devolve, devolved, devolving. Word combinations. It goes with devolve work, responsibilities, assignments, duties, all these. Thank you very much, Kalyan. Murthy's English. That is the name of the Telegram group. It's a formal word. I have come across this in the recent past. I haven't come across, so it is a formal word. Now, comprehension questions. What is this editorial about? The new vaccine policy and reversal of the policy. What did the Supreme Court term irrational and arbitrary? What are the key words over here? Irrational and arbitrary. What will bring predictability and be hugely beneficial to citizens? Again, easy to answer. Within whose purview health has traditionally been. Means health, if you take as a thing, as a topic, as a responsibility, does it go with the center? Does it go with the states? In the context of the editorial, what is often meandering? Meandering means what? Based on that word, you will be able to answer. Now it is your turn to respond. Let us work on practice questions based on exam topics. And at the outset, I would like to caution Today, many of these questions are not easy to answer. Be alert, be on your toes, read the sentences meticulously, and try to spot the errors. Try to get maximum. Idioms also today not easy, difficult idioms for the first time. That's what I feel. 20 questions, try to get 15 plus. Read the first one. Never in 100 years there has been such a pandemic, and this on unprecedented demand for medical oxygen across the country. Yes, the editorial is about India's new vaccination policy. Perfect. Yesterday, Aman responded. Today, Kalyan has responded. Vaccination rollouts is meandering, means very slow, moving slowly. Vaccinations, vaccines should be available, and now a lot of people can't get the vaccines immediately, just like that. So it is moving. The pace is very slow. Had been. What is this had been? No, nothing wrong with has been. But there's an error over there. Never in 100 years there has been such a pandemic. 100 years, in 100 years from the past to present, we have to use present perfect. That is not the error. Nothing wrong with has. Absolutely no problem. I thought you guys would get it. So where is the error? Here, the sentence, listen very carefully. Had been, who is this? Adi has got it, and who else? Okay. Here, never. What is the first word over here? Never. Never means it's a negative word. Whenever exceptions are there, whenever we start a sentence with a negative word, the clause after that should be in interrogative form. Based on that, never in 100 years has there been, not there has been. There has been is affirmative. It should be in interrogative. Has there been such a pandemic? The first idea goes with past to present, but based on that, something happened. The second clause should be in past, nothing wrong. And this saw past, an unprecedented demand for medical oxygen across the country. And here it should be in interrogative. I thought a lot of students would get it right, because many a time we have got already have learned the rule. What is that? If a sentence begins with a negative word, then the clause should be in interrogative form, not in affirmative form. Never in 100 years, never. Then it should be in interrogative. There has been, not correct. Has there been? Please go to question number 2. All political parties and organizations are united in their demand that the policies of the administrator are anti people and against the actual requirements of the people. Verb inversion, yes, of course. Pritham, absolutely right. Yakub, you're right. Vishal also, yes, very good. Some students have got it right. I'm happy about that. Please have a look at the second question. What is it? Where is the error? This is an easy one, should not be that difficult, but no one has responded so far. That's a bit surprising. So, where is the error? Waiting for you guys to respond. But question number 2, no one has responded so far. That's a bit strange. Who is this? Yakub has got it right. Nagamani has got it right. It is not anti. It is not ANTE. It should be ANTI. Then you may ask, so what is the difference between ANTI and ANTE? First, you listen. ANTE means before, ANTI means against. So, based on that, there is an error in the third part. The policies of the administrator are anti people. ANTI. Anti means against. ANTE means before. Antenatal, before birth. Postnatal, after birth. So this question is about previous question related to interrogative form, related to negative words. And this one is about confusing prefixes. Anti prefix, confusing prefixes. And I have told you guys, your approach should be when you learn something, always take a holistic approach. First, you read the question, try to get the answer. After that, you ask the question, what else can I learn? What else can I recollect? Now, answer immediately what is the opposite of administrator or feminine gender. Administrator, masculine gender. What is the feminine gender of administrator? Immediate answer I want. Antecedent, yes, of course. Pritham, you're right. But answer, Kalyan, yes. But answer my question. What is the feminine gender for administrator? I have already taught you guys. I said it is important from the exam point of view. They have given in a few exams. I hope you got the question. I will repeat the question. What is the opposite or what is the feminine gender for administrator? Administrator, no, 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 no. Masculine gender, administrator. What is the feminine gender? Administratrix. Yes, who is this? Ishwar. Very good. Ishwar, and after that, Pawan and Naresh, I appreciate. Administratrix. Remember, very important. Now let us go to question number 3. Very good. Kalyan also has got it. Aman has got it. That's an important one. Administrator, administratrix. Standard English. Modern English, man or woman may use the word administrator. But modern English, current English, we don't consider from the exam point of view. From the exam point of view, what is important? Standard British English. That is important. So you got to remember. Please read question number 3. Though current data indicates a drop in the cases during the peak of first wave, 2000 to 2500 cases were one of the highest daily numbers, with most people observing safety precautions. Question number 3, where is the error? Not were. Cases were. The most. No, no, no. No one has got it right so far. No. Answer, no error. There is no error. Why I have brought this question? A lot of students, it has happened many a time, they focus on the word data. Now, datum singular, data plural. Then how come data indicates? They feel there's something wrong with the verb. They think it should be data indicate. Data indicates. Why? Data, plural of datum, one thing, and data is also considered a collective noun. Collective nouns always take considered singular. We should add s or es to the verb. So that way there is no error. I don't know how many of you have got. So Guru Raj says no error. Raviteja says no error. And Pawan Kumar also says no error. That's very good. Highly appreciable. We have to respect the fifth option. You're right. Now look at this. Datum, singular. Data, plural. And now we use data. It is a collective noun. Collective nouns are considered singular. The sentence is in present. We should add s or es to the verb. Question number 4. Where is the error? Private hospitals have to prepare a list of patients with the fungal infection, get approval for the vaccine for the medicines every day. No error. Huh. Ordinal number preceded by the tota acciseti. The most, yes, of course. What is one of the most highest? No, you cannot use. The highest. The highest is correct. Please respect the fifth option. Who is this? Shiva. Vishal Gupta to get. Not exactly. Private hospitals have to prepare a list of patients with the fungal infection, have to get approval. Two is understood here. We don't have to repeat. This is not an easy one. Today, from now on, at the fag end of the session, I'm going to ask the scores 20 questions. This paper, if you get 15 plus, you should be very happy. 10 plus, good enough, not easy to get. And remember your score. I'm going to ask after completing all the exercises. No one has got it right. But here, Mallikarjun says there's an error in the last part. That is right, but what is the error? Every day. See, look at the word carefully. Here, every day as one word. If you use every day as one word, it is an adjective. If you use every day two words, then it becomes an adverb of frequency. Here, it is not an adjective, it is an adverb. Get approval for the medicines every day. So here, get approval for the medicines every day. Every day. What is the difference? One word every day, adjective. Every day, two separate words, then adverb. Here we should use a adverbial form. Confusing words related, this one. No one has got it right. We take things for granted. That is a problem. You must have thought, you must have focused on all other words except every day. But that is the error. This is a smart question, in my opinion. Not because I have brought, intellectually speaking, not easy. Please go to the last question. Error location, last question. There will be exhausted planning by the CBSC. Yes, Preetham, it was really a nice question, but hard to find it in pressure. Yes, not easy under pressure. Yes, I was taken aback, Shiva. Yes, Kalyan says every day. Now read the last one. We are running out of time. Oh, it's only 7:37. I think today the editorial have done very fast. A familiar topic, easy to understand. That is the reason. Very good. Who is this? Vignesh. I really appreciate. He's the first one to respond. That's wonderful. It is not exhausted. This sentence talks about contextual awareness. And Nagamani also has got it right. It talks about the syllabus. And syllabus we use comprehensive, exhaustive, holistic. Exhausted doesn't go with this context. This is purely based on contextual awareness. Where is the error? First part, there's an error. There will be exhaustive planning, not exhausted. Exhaustive planning means what? Complete, touching every dimension. Comprehensive, exhaustive, complete. All the three mean the same. Again, it goes with confusing words. Exhausted, exhaustive. Both are different. Now you have misspelled words or inappropriate words. Today, these are not easy. All these days, you have been getting easy questions, misspelled or inappropriate. So, read. There are four words read, A, B, C, D. One word may be, all the words may be right. One word may be misspelled or inappropriate. Yes, exhaustive is the right word. Absolutely. Not exhausted. Exhausted doesn't go with the context. Exhaustive planning, exhaustive, exhaustive syllabus, exhaustive policy, exhaustive procedure. Typical examples. Now, please go to the next set of questions. Who is this? Sandeep Kumar, first one to respond. I appreciate. Very good. After that, Tirupati Rao, Kalyan. Where is the error? Answer is B. Competitions. A lot of students make a mistake when it comes to the spelling of competition. What is the correct spelling? Compete, compete, T-E. But competition, the spelling changes. Competi, not T-E, Tions. Under pressure, again, not easy. I'm glad a few students could get it right. Please go to question number 2 and try to answer. Not easy, the next one. No one has responded. Question number two related to misspelled or inappropriate words. Competition. Competition. Very good. Vishal Gupta has got it right. Nagamani has got it right. Tirupati Rao has got it right. Sandeep also, and Sai Arvind. Here, culpable. What is the spelling of that? Culpable. Culpable. Means what? Deserving blame. Some offense. Homicide. This is an important word. Side is a suffix, means to kill someone. Based on that, we have a lot of words, 10 to 12 words. Suicide, homicide, genocide, patricide, matricide, fratricide, infanticide, feticide, pesticide, insecticide. All these go with killing. And homicide, homo means man. Homicide, it's a case of homicide. Today, if you watch TV, quite often they say breaking news. It is nothing but a case of homicide. One person killing another person. Culpable means what? Deserving blame. Other words are right. Question number three. CIDE, kill. Yes. Suffix, you can learn a lot of words. Infanticide, feticide, prolicide. Vishal Gupta, prolicide. Genocide, an important word. Who is this? Pritham. That's a common word, suicide, not the right word to think of. And where is this? Question number three, where is the error? Naga Malleshwari says factory side. Please go to question number three. Tell me where the error is, or which word is misspelled or inappropriate. Could be misspelled, could be inappropriate. Inappropriate, you have to understand the context, that is important. Vignesh has got it right. Diverted is not correct, but what is the right word? No, no, there is an error. There is an error already. Diverted, inappropriate. Pritham also says, but what is the right word? Context talks about, according to sources, some 20 child marriages were prevented. Prevented, what is the word? Averted. What is the right word here? Not diverted, it should be averted. No, 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 there is an error. Please listen very carefully. Diverted is not correct. Sentence talks about preventing child marriages. What is the other word for prevent? Avert. I think there is a time gap. Yes, of course. Usually it is 20 seconds. 20 seconds time lag is there. Usually it is there. Averted. Avert means what? To prevent, to avoid. Based on the context, I would like to reiterate some questions depend on contextual awareness. Here it is not diverting, it is averting. Avert means what? Tarpaulin means not exactly a cloth, a plastic sheet that is used during the rainy season, especially to make sure something does not get wet. Imagine you have paddy or you have something, some grains. It is raining heavily. And what do? Immediately you try to cover. What do you use? You use tarpaulin. It is like a plastic sheet used to cover something so that it doesn't get wet, it doesn't get drenched. Averted is the right word. Not an easy question again. Yes, ward off, prevent, thwart. Very good. Who is this? Yakub. Wonderful. Avoid, prevent, thwart, and ward off. All these words you have to recollect. Trucks. Yes, you're right. Aniket. They use truck people when they carry the goods during the rainy season, especially. Otherwise, also. And why do they do that? To make sure the stuff does not get drenched or wet. Very good. Vishal Gupta has got it right. The first one to respond. What is this Vijay Kumar Ledu? Prevent from something. A lot of students, Vignesh, Pritham, Sai Arvind, Adi, all these students have got it right. Errant, what is the spelling? Double R. Errant person, someone who is a little off their track, someone who makes mistakes or not doing the right thing. Errant, errant person, errant seed dealers. Spurious means, there's one important word. Spurious means fake, adulterated. It has got two different meanings. One is adulterated or fake. Spurious liquor, adulterated liquor, a typical combination. Now go to the last one based on misspelt or inappropriate. It's good that you got errant within no time. That is highly appreciable. Where is the error? Question number 5. Not genuine. That's also right. Tirupati Rao. Fake or adulterated spurious liquor. Busted means to stop something. Usually it goes with police. And errant guy. What an errant guy he has been. Nice example. And as an example, not a nice guy. So busted, the police busted. Something bad is going on, something negative is going on, and police they discover, they stop, then busted some racket, sex racket, drugs racket, typical combinations. Who is the first one? Nagur Sheikh has got it right. First one, very good. And Singsit has got it right. Ravi Teja has got it right. Aman got it right. And Rishita also. After that, I see Tirupati Rao, Arvind, all these. So assiduously, that's an important word. Carefully, meticulously, considering the different aspects, assiduously. And what is the spelling of that? It is not D-I, it should be D-U-O-U-S-L-Y. This is not an easy one again under pressure. D-U-O-U-S-L-Y. Very good. Those who have got it right. Now, these idioms, as I said, all these days you have been getting easy idioms. Now, not easy. All these idioms, at least a few are difficult. Try to answer. Busted word mainly seen in GTA games. Okay. I'm not aware of that. But usually, in my opinion, as far as my knowledge goes, it goes with police, sleuths, police, busted, some racket, negative word, negative connotation. School days, not exactly. Vishal Gupta, not school days. Salad days has got two different dimensions. So you have to choose an option, a particular option that goes with both the dimensions. Answer is the second option. What is the second option here? Young and inexperienced days. Salad days means days of learning, days of inexperience. So answer is the second option, young and inexperienced. Salad days, young and focus on the word inexperienced. Salad days usually goes with young, that is one dimension. What is the other dimension? Inexperience. So you have to consider childhood, school days, old age is ruled out, but childhood, school days, one and the same. Then how can you choose? It should include the concept of inexperience. Then salad days. Perfect. There's one word here, no one has asked a question. Usually, I expect the students to be very smart and sharp. And dandy means what? Someone is very particular about looking stylish or being stylish. Then we say a dandy. Quite a dandy means very particular about being stylish or looking stylish. Inexperience, wet behind the ears. Very good. Now let us go to question number 2 based on idioms. Your behavior is simply beyond the pale. What is the idiom here? Beyond the pale. Outside commonly accepted standards. Dandy means stylish, always particular about being stylish, looking stylish. Dandy. I've just answered. Tyro, inexperienced, but Tyro has got a different meaning. And salad days, days. Tyro, a person. Salad days, the period of inexperience. Subtle difference is there. Your behavior is simply beyond the pale. What does it mean? Outside commonly accepted standards. Very good. A lot of students have got it right. I really appreciate. It means what? Outside commonly accepted standards, not up to the mark, beyond the pale. Outside the accepted standards, not acceptable, something that is not acceptable. Now let us go to question number three. The much hyped event turned out to be a 9 days wonder. Turned out became turned out to be a 9 days wonder. Aman, yes, tyro means novice. That's right. New to profession, greenhorn, idiomatic expression. Now try to answer question number three. Fourth option. Who is this? Fourth option, first one, Vishal Gupta. But before that, someone said, I think he is the first one to respond. Yes, after that, I see Vignesh and Nagamani and Nagamaleshwari also. It is not the third question. It is not the third option. It is a fourth option. What is the fourth option here? 9 days wonder means a dazzling means attractive, shining, short-lived spectacle of no real value. After some time, people forget. A dazzling, short-lived spectacle of no real value. That is the answer. Answer for the third question, fourth option. Now let us go to question number four. Listening to the lecture was watching grass grow. I know some students, they know who attended last evening 7:30 session. They can make out why I'm smiling. Question number four, where is the answer? What is the answer? Listening to the lecture was watching grass grow. Means what? Was no one has responded. Question number four, very boring. Yes, again, Vishal has got it right. And not confusing, boring. Now, why did I smile when I read out the sentence? Those who attended 7:30 session last evening, they know I don't have to say it goes without saying. Now don't say this session is like watching grass grow. Let us go to the next one. Turned out to be is a key here. To answer this question, turned out to be what? Pritham. That is a clue you mean to say. Fine. Now let us go to the last one. What is the last one? The boy was in Dutch with his friends. Very, very boring, yes. In my childhood, history class was like watching grass grow. Who is this Nagamani? It all depends on a lot of people like history, depends on the individual taste. Taste varies from person to person. Yes, yes, you're right. You remember. Now, the boy was in Dutch means what? In good terms. Not exactly. Vishal, this you haven't got it right. It means in trouble. Vinay has got it right. It means what? And so many students, I think Vignesh, now he has got it right, and Pranita also. It means in trouble in Dutch. Dutch, there's so many expressions that go with Dutch. Another expression, usually regular classes I give, let us go Dutch. When you go to a restaurant, you can't afford to spend for everyone, and whatever you want to have, you pay for that. Whatever others have, they have to pay for that. Then we say, let's go Dutch. But in Dutch means in trouble, in trouble. Now, fillers, some are easy, some are difficult. The last but one set of questions. You forgot. You seem to be good at English, Vishal. Yesterday also many questions you got right. I appreciate that. Good. Keep it up. It is what? A university, an university, also university, one university. This is rather easy. You should not take so long. An important question. If you go with your logic, English does not depend on logic. No, Yakub, I cannot do that. It has to be in white. Earlier we had black. A lot of students wanted me to change, and this looks very neat and easy to look, easy to comprehend. No distraction whatsoever. Bright and clear. It is a university. Then some students may wonder, what is the first letter over here? A vowel letter. How come a university? But the sound is a consonantal sound. Based on that, we have to say a university, a European city, a university. They have given in many exams. Now let us go to question number two. His words are hardly without screaming. Screaming also means shouting, and shouting in the market. It has a consonantal sound. Yes, you're right. Darling Sinu, oh, you are here after a long time. Unit, unique, university, European, uniform, universal. Unique is also an important example they have given in many exams. Now, please go to question number two and answer quickly. Who is this? Tirupatov has got it right. The first one, very good. I appreciate. Others they haven't got. It is not legible. Legible goes with handwriting. Legible goes with handwriting. His handwriting is legible, illegible, and eligible, not relevant here. None of these. Intelligible. Intelligible means understandable. His English is intelligible. His English is not intelligible. Intelligible means understandable. So, what is the answer here? The third option, intelligible, is the answer. As I said, today it is not easy to get many questions. I wish. I wish what? I were a pen. I am a pen. I was a pen. I be a pen. Those who are good at English grammar, they can answer this just like that. 1 second, they can answer. Legible handwriting, typical combination. Yes. And Aniket says audible. Audible would have been better, but audible, it talks more about being able to understand, comprehension, comprehend. That means intelligible. Yes, as I expected, Shravanti got it right, and so many students. I'll take out Dhanalakshmi also, Rishita, a lot of students. Not easy to read out all those names. What is this? I wish I were a pen. This goes with wishes and desires. What is a pattern? We start with I wish, and here I am not a pen. Present negative. Present changes to past, and negative changes to affirmative. Whatever the subject, please listen very carefully. Irrespective of the subject, we have to use the helping verb to be in the past in the plural form. Yes, imaginary, impossible, not real. Now, this is a bit difficult. Answer question number four. Students of St. Xavier's, all the prizes. Question number four, what is the answer? Was singular, that is a point here, Vignesh. Irrespective of the subject, subject could be singular, first person singular, second person singular, third person singular. It doesn't matter. Whatever the subject, we should use a plural form. That is what you have to, that's what you have to remember. Students of St. Xavier's, all the prizes. Very good. Vishal has got it right. The first one, I suppose. No, some more students. Sandeep also. Yes, answer is Pranita also. Pramila, I suppose. Yes, bore away means to go towards a victory, to become victorious. It is related to victory. Another meaning to carry something, but in this context, it talks about achieving victory. Bore away, that is the answer. And grammar knowledge also, you can guess only one verb is in the past. That should be the answer. This goes with standard expressions. If you get this right, you're good at English. That means you're exposed to the language. That way I mean. What is the answer for question number five? Oh, it's already eight. We have to do it very fast. An hour is over. Then we have this editorial words meanings. 4-2. Very good. Who is this? Adi. And Vishal also. Come what may, come what may. This is a standard phrase, standard expression. Come what may, I shall adhere to my principles. I will stick to my principles. Answer is the second option, come what may. Now, how do you know that? A standard expression. If you are exposed to the language, then you know that. Otherwise, practically impossible. Now, let us do this very fast. Before we go to the last exercise, I have a question. Shall we continue work on the last exercise, editorial vocabulary, words and meanings, or shall I wind up the session? Please respond quickly. Shall we work on the last exercise, words and meanings from today's editorial? Whatever may happen, that's what it means. Come what may means what? Whatever may happen, irrespective of the consequences. Already someone has responded, Bala Saraswati. One podium noun, what is the meaning? Stage. Please respond quickly. It's already 8. We'll do it very fast. Salutary effect, adjective, obviously. What does it mean? Beneficial. Answer is I. And what is the third one? Devolve. It is a verb. And what does it mean? Delegate. An important word we have got for the first time. Salutary for the first time. Purview. Noun means what? The scope or the limit of someone's authority. Yes, I'm doing that. Thank you very much for your response. And what is the answer here? F is the answer. Autonomy. Autonomous. Autonomy. Autonomy. Noun. Autonomous institute. Adjective. Means what? Independent. And answer is J. Foreseeable. Foreseeable incident or event, or so it is adjective meaning related to future, predictable. B is the answer. Roll out, verb, rolled out. It's a regular verb. So what does it mean? Launch officially of a product or a policy or a service. Answer is H. Spit, spat, spat. That is different. Spat here it is a noun. Means what? Argument. Where is this? A short argument. Answer is D. Truculent, a new word, and we have come across this for the first time. Try to remember. Truculent. He was eager. Eager means adjective. Means what? Eager to argue, eager to fight, eager to defend. And answer is A. Meandering. Meandering verb. It could be an adjective as well. When we say meandering pathways, going in a zigzag manner, wavy manner, here it means move slowly. And what are you left with? Moving slowly. Answer is C. Has anyone got all correct? Because some of these words are not easy, rather difficult. That's all for today from today's editorial. I hope you have got enriched. Have a nice day. I will see you tomorrow with another editorial. And before I wind up the session, evening on an academy platform, 7:30, I'm going to send the link. You can see the link in the Telegram group. I'm going to start 200 grammar rules series. And today at 7:30 this evening, it is going to be the first session, introduction related to grammar rules, and I'm going to teach five grammar rules, total 200 grammar rules, and grammar rules plus questions related to error location from previous year's papers. Try to attend. Those who want to learn grammar rules, those sessions will be very useful. It is 200 grammar rules series on an academy platform at 7:30 live session. And before you go, remember to subscribe and share. And there's a Telegram group. Join the group. You will get the links and everything. And also, after the session,